Hey, what's up? It's Mike with the BM Show, and I'm coming with you with another Mix and Mike-tics here. Now, I have done in the past Bravely Default, and I've done Bravely Default 2. I haven't done Bravely Second at this point, though, so I figured I might as well throw my hat in here. Now, I haven't gotten super far in this version, but I did come across something that's really helped with grinding out the job classes on this one all the way to the very beginning of the game. As you can see, this party's still on chapter 1. I put 25 hours into it. So yeah, I've been grinding a whole lot and taking my time with this. So this is a very early game grind that we're going to talk about. Now, in Bravely Default, the way the battle system worked was that to get bonus JP points, you wanted to not get hit in battle. Unfortunately, Bravely Second doesn't do that. It changes the way that it's handled. In Bravely Second, instead of getting that bonus at the end, as long as the enemies didn't get a turn to attack, then you can actually put yourself in another combat. And that combat will then bring in bonuses. And you can keep doing this and keep doing this until the enemies finally get an attack, and then that will be the last round. So the goal in this one, you kind of have to change the way you're doing things, because the goal isn't to overpower them in one round and move on to the next fight. Instead of going through a whole team to overpower, you really want to focus on as little characters used in a combat round to overpower the enemies, so that when you get into the next round, then you'll have characters left. So we're going to go ahead and hop into this. And sorry, one thing I want to mention about that I just remembered to mention is that your points carry over to the next round. So basically, when you think about it, you're using 1 point each time you attack. So, and then when the new turn comes, you're reset basically back to 0 on your points. You're not in a situation where your character is not going to be able to do anything that round. This doesn't work in this game that way, because when you get into that next fight, the negative points carry over. So if you attacked in a round, then your character in the next round is going to be at -1. And if you clear the enemies on the next round, that character that cleared them is going to be a -1, plus the character that cleared the first batch is still going to be -1. So it's done so you can't manipulate it and keep going and keep going and keep going and getting all your attacks back. So that's another thing that you have to think about to make this system work. So I had to rethink how I'm going to do battles, because I'm used to thinking go to the strongest enemy that I can handle close to where I can heal and just beat the crap out of them over and over again, or find an exploit to where I can hit them over and over again. That's not going to work here, because this one you really have to instead don't focus on the strong enemy that's going to take your whole party to wipe. Focus on the weaker enemies that instead will take one character to wipe them out, so that you have other characters available for when the next battles come in. And this will make more sense as I start doing the battles. Now, this is, again, a very low level grind fest. So you're not going to see that my characters have very much. There are two things that I highly recommend are going to be your targets for this. So the first one is on the charioteer. There's one skill that you want to focus on getting. It's pretty low, so it won't take very many points to get, and that's going to be triple wield. Because triple wield will actually let you put 3 weapons on your character, which will increase the amount of attacks that they're doing each round. So that way you can wipe with one character much easier. However, There's another one that you're going to want to get, which is on Freelancer, which of course, as always, JP up. Definitely want to get a hold of JP up as soon as possible so that you're earning more job points with each battle that you go through, because it does carry over with that bonus. Now, JP up's going to take a lot to get. So I'm going to leave this up to you which way you want to go at this. I personally went for the Freelancer, and I went all the way to level 8, which took a very long time doing this grind, but I'm a grinder, so it didn't bother me. I got JP up, and then I switched then to the Charioteer, and then got triple wheeled. You can instead go for the Charioteer first to get triple wheeled, and then switch to the Freelancer to get JP up. The drawback there, though, is that when you equip the 3 weapons, you're equipping both hands and you're equipping the weapon on your head, which I don't know how that works. I don't know if he's like headbanging the guy to death, but it makes it so you have less defense. The problem is then you're going to get hit harder. Whereas I was seeing zeros when I was getting hit on most attacks. The only thing that was hitting me was magic. This way you may start seeing damage, so you're going to have to heal more frequently. That's not a bad thing when you see what location I picked for this. But I do want to point that out. So it's up to you whether you want to go through the Charioteer to get the 3 weapons first, or whether you want to go through the Freelancer, equip a shield and a helmet on them, and have more defense. So, the place to grind that I recommend early game is actually right here. Wait, hold on. There we go. Hit the wrong buttons. Right here. Which you'll probably be familiar with, the Eternian Central Command. And what we want to do, what I recommend doing first, is to get to the location, put the encounter rate at -100 for now, so that you can get to that location where we're going to be grinding safely. That's the nice thing about this one, is you can drop the encounter rate so that you don't get battles at all, so that you can get to wherever you need to be safely. So once you get here, what you're actually going to do is go all the way to the top or the bottom, I'm not sure which way you want to say it, to get to this location here, which is treated as a 49th floor. This has a level recommended limit of 7 to 12. Okay, that's fine. Now that you're here, the reason why we want to be here is because we have this guy right here, which will let us both save, and it will also give us a place to rest as well too, so we can heal here, so we can just stay in this location getting our job points. Now, first thing I recommend doing at this point is go into your menu, drop down to tactics, go to config, to difficulty, switch the difficulty to casual. I know a lot of people are going to probably not want to do that, not like that thought, because they like to play games that give them a challenge, or they don't want to play something that's too easy. Well, here's the thing. We're not playing the game right now. We're working. And we're working on getting our class up. So if you're doing that, work smarter, not harder. So if you put it to casual, the enemies will have less hit points. Everything else pretty much just stays the same. It's just it'll be less hit points to kill them. So this will make it a lot easier to grind. The next thing you want to do is switch the encounter rate now to +100, because we want to get in these fights as quick as possible. So if you've seen my other Bravely Default video, especially the last one, you'll kind of have an idea what we're going to be doing here. So, keep in mind, my characters are way overpowered at this point, because I've been grinding like crazy. But just like Bravely Default, we're going to brave the crap out of everybody and let them attack who they want to attack. Our goal here is we want to kill these guys with as few characters being used in battle as possible. So we've got everybody braving all 4 of their attacks, and we're going to let them go out. And obviously my character is so powerful, it'll only take 1 to get through these. It may take a couple characters for you. So now we have the option if we want to continue with the fights. And the next win will give us a bonus of 1.5, which of course we definitely want to do. Now you can see that Magnolia was at -3, is still at -3. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to brave the crap out of everybody to get as many attacks out as possible, to get through these guys as quickly as possible. So now it looks like Tiz is throwing his attacks out. So he's now at a -3. Our next win is going to give us 1.8. So we're going to keep going. And we're going to do the same exact thing we did before. This time we only have 2 characters left. So we'll brave the crap out of them. And there we go. So now we lost you. So we only have a Dia left. But next win will give us 2, basically doubles everything. So we definitely want to continue. And then we're going to, we got 1 character left. Our hope is we can kill them all in 1 character. So we brave the crap out of her and let her drop her numbers. And there we go. Now I'm at a problem because I have no characters left. But never call it quits here. Always bring it on, because what's going to happen is, yes, I'm in negatives, but the next battle is starting. So my next win will still be 2.2 times 2.2. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep going on, and now we're going to let the enemies get their hits. And obviously they're throwing zeros at my characters, and they should be doing pretty much this, unless they're magic users. If you're using the freelancer and have a shield and helmet and have them all equipped. So now that we've gotten through our negative points, we're just going to negative point again. It really doesn't matter, but we're just going to do it because we just like to add insult to injury. And we're going to go ahead and take these guys out. So we're about done, and there we go. So they're dropped. Now we will get our bonuses. There's our 2.2 bonus because we did win that round. So just remember, don't give up just because you're all in negative points with everybody, because you can still add to your bonus. And here, as you can see, we got 70 JP for that battle. It's not a whole lot, but a lot of the classes, if you go to any sort of class that hasn't been used, their first level is going to be at 30. So that's definitely enough to get it. Now, when you get up to the high ones, like levels to get to level 8, I want to say it's about 2,000 that you need. So it can be a bit of a slog to get there, but that's really when everything starts ramping up, is when you get to level 8. So getting that JP up on the freelancer can take a while, but you're also getting XP, so your guys are getting stronger at the same time. So it takes a while, but it doesn't take too long, and it's not difficult, especially when you have that encounter rate on plus 100%, because as you can see, you get into battles pretty quick. So hopefully that's going to help with leveling up, starting up to get things like the JP up that you can just put on your character the whole game and just keep boosting your JP to make it quicker to level up, or just getting that triple wield and using it to benefit you going forward and to help obtain that JP up. So that'll make leveling up all your jobs a whole lot simpler from starting with that chapter 1 on. So hopefully this helped out. And if I go through the game and find an easier place to do things like this, I'll probably put up a continuation video. I at least wanted to get this one out so that if you are a grinder, if you can handle grinding, then you have a way of getting a boost out the door right at the beginning. So thanks for listening, and I will talk with you guys soon.